One, we can help you. Two, we can allow you to help yourself. And three, we can have you replaced.
Hey, see, I really been. What it do? What it do? Another boy Drew Down back in here. Just wanted to hop on here real quick, drop a little gem on y'all. It came to me in the last few days. You know, I've been scrolling through social media. I've been seeing a lot of like goofy stuff, like as far as just the way people live life. And I was sitting back thinking on it, and I realized it's all about the rat race, or as we call it now, the hustle culture. Because what a lot of us don't realize is we fight so hard to make money and live these certain lifestyles that we end up going right back to the same cycle that we try to get away from. We call the 9 to 5. We go to work 8 hours a day, come home and do it all over again 5 days in a row. We call it the rat race. But if you really look at hustle culture, it's the same thing, because they tell you need 8 streams of income. Gotta have all the latest cars, clothes, shoes, everything, all these material possessions. So in pursuit of all that, we create businesses and we do all this different stuff for money, but we become slave to it because we have to pretty much sacrifice our own quality of living, or our own, what's the word I'm looking for? Our own satisfaction and contentment with life, just to attain these things, because we're being told constantly that that's the value that you have. That's what makes you somebody in this world, you know. So we spend all this time trying to accumulate money, when in reality, the time that we living in, 2023, money is losing value. Like cash ain't even as valuable as it was some years ago. You know what I'm saying? Because now the main currency is energy. It's the way that you affect people, like when you walk into a room, or the way that people are able to relate to you, or what you can share with other people, how much value you can provide for people in that way, you know, because the other stuff ain't really value. You know what I'm saying? If I can buy something for you, that's not the real value in it. The value is the gesture itself, the fact that I was willing to expend this physical currency to give you something that will give you a better feeling. Because at the end of the day, the feeling that you get, even the feeling that you get from attaining that thing, from me gifting that to you, it's gonna fade. Even the feeling itself, so you know the material thing is gonna go away. So it's like, if it can lose value then, how much value does it have now? And going back to what I was saying before, like what I've been seeing just on social media and in real life too, I just see people doing a lot of goofy stuff just for the sake of status or being perceived in a certain way, when in reality, like, all that stuff fades. Like people might praise you and give you compliments and make you feel like you this certain person at one point, but then at another point you won't be that person no more, because the things that you using to display your value are not real, for real. Like, you might be able to hold them in your hand, but what I'm saying is the value that come along with them is not real. So as time passes, there's gonna be something else that comes that's shinier, that's newer, and the good majority of people, they fall victim to that illusion because they don't have the mind to think for themselves and, first of all, find their own intrinsic value and stick to it. Well, really, that's the second point. The first point is that they don't have the ability to find it, but then also they don't have the ability to stick to it, stick to the script, stick to the stuff that's really true to them, not what the world says they should do, or what the people at work say they should do, or at school, or even their own family. You know, like, most people can't stay true to that because they don't even know what it is, for real. And I like to use the analogy of to describe like the hustle culture versus living a good life, a simple good life. As the hustle culture is like, if you know anything about track, you know the 100-meter dash is usually like over within 10 to 12 seconds, 9 seconds if we consider the people in the Olympics. But anyway, it's a very short race. So, and the point of that race is to get, just like any other race, to get from point A to point B. But in this race, you have to expend pretty much all the energy you got to push your body fast as you can, you know. So and when we apply that to life, that's what our society looks like right now. But the difference is in a 100-meter dash, you know where the finish line is. You can see it from the start. You can see it from where you stand, where you started. You can see it. But in life, with the hustle culture, the difference is the finish line moves. They want you to expend the energy to get to this finish line, but as soon as you get close to it, they move it. It's something else you need to buy. It's somebody else you need to follow. It's somebody else you need to be. It's another trend you need to get hip to. You know, it's always bouncing around. So the more you chase that finish line, the further you find yourself removed from what you truly are, you know, because you lose sight of it. You ain't even looking at the things that really mean something to you, that really are valuable to you. You taking all your cues from the world, and it's really like people sitting around, like right now, like how I'm sitting there talking to you. It's people sitting in the room conversing with each other on new ways that they can control us as the people, and keep us on this wild goose chase of some destination that we believe to be real, but it's really not. Like, I know we say it all the time, like it's cliche to say that the journey is the destination, but that's really the truth, because one of my favorite speakers, Jim Rohn, he had a saying where he said it's not about what you're getting. I think that's how he said it. It's not what you're getting, it's who you think about, who you becoming. And that's the truth, because as you go along in life, you get old and your perspectives change. So just like the things that were valuable to you as a child, some of them might still be valuable, but overall you change, your perspective change, the things that you aspire for, the people that you want to be like, they all change. So but within all that, you got to stay the same as far as like your core principles and values, is what I'm saying. You can always expand and grow in your mindset and your knowledge and all that, but at the base you got to stay the same. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing good.
Good.
Yeah, so but at the base you got to stay the same. You got to stay true to what you were given by God, what the Most High blessed you with, you know, because that differs for everybody. Like I heard another video today where they were saying that your mission or your duty, your purpose on this earth was given to you even before you were conceived. And as we go through life, we think that we find we think that we create our purpose, or we become what we want to be, but in reality, it's already set for you. So that's why it's so important, like what I'm saying, to stick to a script and stay true to you. You know what I'm saying? That's where the contentment comes into play, because contentment is a lot different than stagnation, because stagnation is more so you don't go any further because you don't try to, or you don't aspire to. Whereas contentment is more aligned with satisfaction and gratitude, because you're grateful for the things that you have. You're thankful for the things as they are in your life, and you also satisfied with those things. But that's not to say that you won't aspire for more. You're just grateful for where you are right now. So therefore, it's nothing that somebody can dangle in front of you to have you walking around doing all this goofy stuff or selling your soul or whatnot. And it's like this message I'm giving is for everybody. But like I've started talking to men lately, and this is a big thing for men, because it's a lot. I feel like it's a lot of stuff that's dangled in front of us, but for us, it is way more detrimental if we follow, because we're supposed to be the backbone of society. We're supposed to be the leaders. We're supposed to be the one, even if not on a grand scale, like a societal scale, you can be a leader within your own family. And even before your own family, you got to be a leader of yourself. So if you out here following what the little cookies that the world throwing you with, you're going to lead everybody off a cliff. You're going to lead yourself off a cliff and your family behind you. You know what I'm saying? So this is where contentment comes into play, because it's some men out here that'll do some weird stuff for some money. Like just to say they got a certain amount of money, just for a certain status, just for a certain woman, all kind of stuff. They'll sell their soul. You'll look around, cause when I'm out a lot of times, I had a point in my life where I used to look around and be like, dang man, like why I can't do what they doing? Like, and I'd be the same age as somebody. I'd be looking at them like, dang, why ain't I doing it? Why ain't I making more money? Why I ain't got more status? Like, but as I got older, I started to realize like some of the stuff that people was doing to get to these levels, and I'm like, I would never do that. Like, I struggle all my life before I do that, and that's what you see a lot of times. A lot of times these people, they got all the stuff that the word say you should have, but they can't sleep at night. They sitting in their room all night, wriggling and tossing and turning, because they can't. Their conscience won't let them sleep because they compromised off an illusion, you know, and the reward went away after a while. They thought they was gonna get a certain feeling, a certain fulfillment, but when it came down to it, it wasn't even there. It was a mirage. And then now you stuck in the desert, chasing an oasis. You stuck in the desert because it was a mirage. Instead of just staying close to what's true to you and trusting that everything that you want was gonna come in the future. And even if you really want it, because you change as a person, like I was saying a minute ago. Like your desires and your perspectives and everything changes as you go along in life. So never compromise your soul for the pursuit of things as they look at a current moment in time. Anything you desire in your life, before you go after it or exert energy or make a decision about its pursuit, make sure that you analyze that thing for everything that it is, and how obtaining it might alter your life. You know, obtaining it and pursuing it and obtaining it might alter your life. You know, before you pursue. But yeah, that's like the gist of the message. Like, and I ain't mean to be out here preaching. I guess I did anyway, but but yeah, I had to share it because like I feel like it's a lot of pressure on people these days to achieve all the highest of heights in life. And while that's good, like you should achieve the highest of heights, but it should be true to you, only you, not what the world say, what they the picture they paint in front of you. It should be what you decide is that for you. Because like I was saying with the analogy of the marathon, like you can run a marathon forever if it's true to you. Is it supposed to? But yeah, for real, I got y'all. But yeah, so if you run a marathon, it's you deciding the pace and you decide the finish line also. But like I said, like in the reel I'm gonna post after this, you decide the finish line, so it's not concrete in form. So therefore, it could look any kind of way that you want it to at any point in time. So you could be running your marathon, and you might want to stop on the side and pick a flower or something, or take a nap. You can do that because you decide the pace of your journey. Versus their rat race, you got to run 100 miles per hour at all times, and you eventually gonna run out of energy. So therefore, you're gonna start to suffer, and that's the key lesson here today. Don't run that 100-meter rat race. That's the lesson. Y'all don't take away nothing else. Take away that. Run the marathon. Peace.